pushing limits, we're breaking bounds, we're crashing through, no stopping us now. Don't hold us.
Yo, since last time on Rocktown, I hired AI to do the intro music for this podcast, and there's a new AI with plans to hire humans. Boston Dynamics debuted a new humanoid robot. Is there an opportunity in the future for founders? Beeper wants to consolidate your messaging apps, just had an exit, and it's built on open source. There are a few great reasons to launch a startup and some signs that yours were not them. Aging is a mystery, but a founder wants to change that, only for the ladies. And why, if you're ready to take the startup L on the chin, you might want to reconsider. My name is Chiedo John, and this is Rocktown, helping 1,000 founders build 1,000 startups in less than 30 minutes a day. Have you tried Chiedo? It's the first AI tool that's given me the ChatGPT magic moment since I tried ChatGPT. You give it a prompt and then it generates a couple of songs that you can choose from and then continue to tweak. And they sound pretty darn good. You can even change the lyrics and ask it to update the song for you. Where did they get the training data? Who knows? This is the question for all AI companies right now, but I guess they're thinking ask for forgiveness rather than permission. Seems like the path many companies are taking, and they've raised $10 million recently from A16Z, Common, and will.i.am. It's amazingly impressive and may be questionable on the data front, but at least it's not creepy. Here's what is creepy. There's a new marketplace in the works called Payman, which was aptly named. A+ for creativity, D- for non-end-of-the-worldliness. One of the problems with these AI agents is sometimes they get stuck, unable to answer questions that would be hyper easy for a human in the real world to answer, or requests for humans to execute, where there's almost certainly a human in the world with the answer on hand, or where a human could get off the couch and go execute the task. You give an AI agent some money so they have a bank account, and then when you give them tasks they can't complete, they hire a human to complete the job for them through the Payman marketplace. I can see it now. ChatGPT, go grab me a beer. You know when you messaged a friend a thing and you can't quite remember where you messaged them? Well, it's because we all have like 20 apps on our phones for messaging largely the same people. Did I message them on LinkedIn, one of my 30 Slack workspaces, iMessage, Messenger, WhatsApp, or somewhere else? Messaging is more or less a commodity feature, and Beeper wants to treat it as such. They launched on top of the matrix.org open source ecosystem. I absolutely love when companies add value to the open source community while creating additional premium value at venture scale that customers are willing to pay for. Initially, I was kind of worried about one app getting access to all my messages, but they just got acquired by Automatic, which is the company behind WordPress, another open source project, which dominates about 43% of the web, which gives me more confidence that it's here to stay and will abide by the higher standards. And while WordPress is known for getting hacked, for some reason, I'm less concerned here. There is something in the air with humanoid robots. Call me crazy, but I think this is the next big paradigm change we'll experience over the next decade. Elon Musk expects 1 billion humanoid robots in 2040s, and it's the next big thing he's working on at Tesla with Optimus. NVIDIA just announced Project Groot, a foundational model for humanoid robots, and Figure released their update with their humanoid with the ability to read the room and hand you a meal. Hard tech like this is not easy and not cheap. If all these companies are ramping up their efforts, it makes me think something about the now being the right time is brewing. So when I saw Boston Dynamics' new robot creepily skulking across the floor like something from a horror movie, I became even more confident in my opinion about the future of humanoid robots. At least it's all electric. Although, I can see it now. Dad, can you check under my bed for robots? There's something of an opportunity here for founders. I don't know what yet, but I'd be shocked if humanoid robots as a subscription service weren't a thing by 2040. And if they are, then we may find a new marketplace for personal EMP devices, in case, the robots get frisky. There are a few great reasons to launch startups and way more bad ones. Launching a startup for autonomy, that's a bad one. The second you have customers, for most founders, your startup becomes a prison of your own making. For most of the time until you're lucky enough to have an exit or get large enough to hire a team you can truly delegate to. Launching a startup for the riches, that's a bad one. Most startups will make you less money than getting a job elsewhere. Launching a startup for the glory, another bad one. It almost always ends in failure sooner or later, although sometimes it looks really cool until folks realize the emperor has no clothes, speaking from personal experience. Launching a startup because you're obsessed with an unsolved problem, think you have the solution, and think people will pay for it, even though no one else does, that's a great reason to launch a startup. I got pitched by a founder who's working on AI for female longevity. Apparently, women over 40 are the only demographic where birth rates are going up, and women from the age of 34 and up are considered high risk. So it sounds like a problem. She's working on AI to support women in this demographic, a demographic I don't understand yet. Hit me up if you want an intro to the founder, and want to beta test our offering and let me know what you think. The startup journey is hard. I've quit it many times and founders eventually do, but if you're thinking of throwing in the towel, Andrew from Acquired encourages you to remember that Apple was 3 months from bankruptcy, Amazon stock once fell 80%, a last-minute deal saved Tesla, Nike once faced a $25 million crisis, FedEx survived by a Las Vegas gamble, SpaceX almost went out of business, and so if you're struggling, so did many of the greats. Keep on keeping on and doing the things that deliver crazy outcomes. This is Chiedo John with the Rocktown Pod, and I'll catch you next time.
Fear of falling will conquer all with fists of passion and hearts of fire.